Hello and welcome to another vlog with your host Eamon Standing. It's another Pugley vlog, and this time we're going to be talking about kind of a little bit behind the scenes of Brollercoaster Extraordinaire and the introduction of Vicky as kind of a third character. So obviously, if you haven't already read up to date on Pugley, go to pugleycomics.com and then I don't have to worry about any spoilers regarding her introduction. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting because obviously the first book, Pyroclastic Hubajube, is really just Pugley and Alex. I mean, there is a news reporter and stuff like that on the TV, but it's a man and his dog, really. So the introduction of Vicky in the second one was quite exciting for me because it really gave me a chance to play Vicky and Pugley off each other to kind of get Alex's attention. And I have to admit, in Brollercoaster Extraordinaire, Vicky is very much antagonistic with regards to Pugley, and Alex is very, very much stuck in the middle. But you can kind of see at the beginning of the book he's kind of siding with Pugley because Vicky's kind of being mean to him. But of course, by the end of the book, if you've read it, so spoilers, Pugley kind of manages to reconcile with Vicky in another brutal way, and which is very nice because from subsequently on from this, there isn't so much tension between Pugley and Vicky. I'd say it's about a similar amount of tension with Pugley and Alex, and in the later books you can clearly see that Vicky does care very deeply for Pugley, probably because Pugley is very precious to Alex, and she actually really plays a proper lead role in later books. She like I introduced her kind of as an annoying bitch, which just because I need the dynamic for them to not be a happy family, so to speak, at the beginning of Brollercoaster Extraordinaire. But she actually grown to become one of my favourite characters. I mean, there's not that many characters, but I really, really like writing Vicky, because there's quite a sarcastic side to her. So I can play her and Pugley off each other without it necessarily being competing for Alex's attention, which is great. And as a character, she develops so much. I can't wait for you to read more. And you can always just buy the books and just get up to date completely. So you're watching any of these videos with a complete understanding of what's going on. Onto the character design. I wanted her to be like kind of similar to Alex, so you can see that they're both dark hair, although Vicky has dark eyes as well. I think I mainly wanted that just as a contrast because you've got Tamsin who plays this third competitor for Alex's attention, who's she's the girl working on the daycare. And there's so Vicky is basically in tension with everyone at this point, and it's and I just wanted Tamsin to look a certain way, and almost Vicky is the opposite of Tamsin. She's a lot more plain, and not flirty at all in this book. Debatably right at the very end, but she's not flirty at all. Quite standard haircut and style. You can see that Tamsin's going a bit more. I think I was going for kind of a, let's see, kind of a Hayley Williamsy type thing going on at the time. Period, that whatever time period this was, it would have been 2012. And so yeah, it's quite is an interesting it's interesting that Vicky she's part of her character design was in conjunction with the anti-her, so to speak, in Tamsin. But I like her character design generally, and it hasn't changed in any of the other books. She still wears hoodies and has the same haircut. There is a bit later where you'll see in Jefferson Pugley V, which is kind of it's just a joke. But I'm not going to spoil that. It's obvious when it comes up. So that's really Vicky, who's kind of the main extra in Brollercoaster Extraordinaire. Without spoiling any of the plot, which I won't go into. But then also Brollercoaster Extraordinaire, of course, it doesn't have any nighttime scenes like the first book, so we get these lovely landscapes of, or is it a landscape? You get these nice shots of the theme park itself, which required a lot more kind of clearing up the image, something like that on the roller coaster, or yeah, just these wonderful outside shots and from a lot of different angles that they're really fun to do, but they require quite a lot more going on like afterwards when you scan, because you just have to clear them up. Yeah, really love these pages. It's lovely looking back at these. I don't take them out very often. I kind of keep them stored so they're all safe. But yeah, you got the odd manuscripts, and that is why I love to draw in a book, because then I can literally just read these and like take measurements from them when I do a new book and all that kind of stuff, and really get to see what everything looks like. Of course, with Brollercoaster Extraordinaire, it's actually split across two books, because it starts at the end of the sketchbook that had Pyroclastic Hoopertube in it, and then continues on, and then halfway through that book it goes to Jefferson Pugley versus Jefferson Pugley. But essentially, yes, so that's the development of Vicky as a character, well, as a design and a concept, and just a little bit more on how the art style evolved even a bit more. Alright, I hope you enjoyed, and stick around for more.